Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Jordan.
How you doing?
At this particular moment, freezing.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It is so cold. It's cold
sorry.
outside, though.
Yeah.
It's cold and rainy and dreary.
And I'm a stingy old man who keeps my heating down.
No, I support you. It is definitely the perfect way to start today's episode.
It is. Once again, we are cozy, we are sat, and we are ready for a ghost story.
Yes, we are.
All right. Speaking of, are you ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
I am.
Even though this is, sorry to all of our listeners, the worst state in the world.
I'm sorry. But it had to be done.
It does have to be done. I just have big feelings about this state.
I'm sorry. But we know people there, so we could get stories from there.
We do. And I will admit that I traveled to this state for like approximately one person. So you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
It gets a pass.
Limited on a trial basis pass.
One person sized pass.
Literally one city.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody is
Dying.
very confused as to what we're talking about. Today's story takes place in Ohio, which is directly north of Kentucky, for those of you who don't live in this area and don't bother to keep up with your geography.
Midwestern erasure.
So today we are going to talk about the House of Wills in Cleveland, Ohio.
My immediate question is Will's like a name?
Yes.
Or like Will's as in like, I'm dead and here's my will?
That's a good point, because it is a funeral home.
Oh my God.
But
okay.
Wills is a name.
Okay, got it.
So I'm going to, once again, I may have gotten a little too deep into the history, but it was just so fascinating.
Yeah.
But
These are my favorite episodes.
I promise that there's good ghost stuff after we get through the history. So I will try and speed through all of the juicy backstory to get to the ghosts. We're going to start with a little bit of backstory on J. Walter Wills Sr.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Sure, yeah. I'll just full name him the entire time.
Literally.
Ironically, I don't know what the J stands for. Everybody just called him J. Walter Wills Sr. Maybe it was John Jacob Jingleheimer. So, J. Walter Wills Sr. was born in 1874 to slave parents Silas and Anna Wills. Anna was born Anna Wilson, but she married Silas Wills. And they were both slaves who were emancipated after the Civil War.
Great.
They moved from Winchester, Kentucky.
Oh, mention.
To Yellow Springs, Ohio in 1868. So he grows up there, and then he graduates from Antioch College.
Okay.
So he is an educated man.
We love.
And then in 1899, he moves to Cleveland as a strike breaker streetcar operator for the Cleveland Street Rail Company.
So, just to clarify, when you say strike...
Yes. He was hired as a scab.
Okay.
There was a strike going on by the streetcar workers, and he was hired to come in and be a streetcar operator.
Got it. Okay. So I'm less inclined to like this man right now.
It gets so much better.
Okay.
And also you have to remember that this is
get work. Like, it's hard sometimes.
this is the year 1900, and this is a black man who was raised by former slaves.
Yeah.
It's not great, but like, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
Yeah. Not that we support scabs on this podcast.
Absolutely not.
So.
But
I get it.
understand where he was coming from.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because 9 months later the strike ends, and then he's out of a job.
Oh, damn. So they didn't even keep him on as a streetcar operator.
No. He was just there to work during the strike.
That sucks.
Yeah. And so now he's in Cleveland.
Karmic retribution.
And so he works various jobs, including he worked at a bank. He was an insurance salesman. So I'm kind of glad that you brought up, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Here's just a simple little anecdote to show you how hard it was to find work back then.
Okay.
So remember, he's college educated.
Right.
Okay.
My man's got a degree.
He wanted to get into insurance. So he got an interview with Mutual Life of New York. Okay.
Which, for those of you who are keeping score at home, is now New York Life.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad you did.
It's my quirky facts.
So he gets an interview with them. He goes through the entire process. He is signing the contract with he's met his manager and is
Yeah.
about to start this job. And I will see if I can find a picture to post of him online. He was a lighter complexioned man who could pass for not black. So he is in the middle of this onboarding.
Oh, no.
And the manager mentions, oh, by the way, mutual agents can only sell policies to white people, because the manager did not realize that
He
he
was
himself was black.
Gross.
So he reveals himself and says, actually, I'm black. And the manager looks at him and says, if you call yourself Cuban, you can have the job still. Basically, if he could pass for anything other than black, he could keep the job.
That's disgusting.
And Wills was like, nope, I'm out. He walked out.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But that's how hard it was to find work back then.
Yeah.
So he had that experience with a couple other companies, and then eventually he did find work as an insurance salesman with State Mutual Life Insurance Company of Worcestershire?
Worcestershire?
I don't know. No, not Worcestershire. Worcester?
Worcester, Ohio.
No,
That's a real place.
No, Massachusetts.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Because they had anti-discriminatory laws in that state. He was still in Cleveland, but he was working for that company because the company had to follow state laws.
Got it. Okay. Well, good for him.
So wherever in Massachusetts that was.
Sorry, if you're listening from Massachusetts, we apologize.
Worcestershire, I don't know.
Worse your sister.
Anyway, so he works as a insurance salesman for a bit. While he's doing that, he is attending night classes and he receives his law degree. This man keeps moving. He just keeps...
Yeah. Moving and shaking.
Yes. All for the betterment, you know? So then in 1904, he is offered a partnership by mortician William Gee to go in together to open a funeral home where Gee would be obviously the mortician, and then Wills would be kind of like the operations manager and do the business side of things.
The front man.
Yes. And so Gee offers him this partnership for $250, which in today's money is about $9,100.
I'm so glad that you gave me that because I was immediately going to ask.
I will always give you the conversion.
Thank you. I feel like that's so nice that to be seen is to be loved.
So together they opened Gee and Wills, but it didn't last too long because Gee died 3 years later in 1907.
Please tell me he was processed through his own funeral home.
I don't know because I don't know how long it took Wills to find a new mortician. And
yeah.
Like his body's not going to wait too long,
so
you know?
Right, actually, yeah.
But
dang.
Wills stays in the business and he pretty quickly then forms J.W. Wills Co., which is the name that it kept from that moment on.
Okay.
So originally, when it was Gee and Wills, they operated out of a tiny office, but then in 1905, Wills moved them into his late father-in-law, John Lee's home. So father-in-law dies, business moves into the downstairs, they put the funeral parlor in the downstairs of the house, and then Wills moves his family upstairs.
I want you to know, sometimes you get like a fun little poll at work, and it's like, would you ever live next to a cemetery? Yeah, I can handle that. Absolutely. I would live next to a cemetery.
Why is your job doing polls like this?
Oh, this week's poll was, do you refrigerate your butter? It's an insane time.
Okay. Once again, your experiences are not universal.
I know, but this is relevant, I swear.
Continue.
So, the fun little polls, like, could you live next to a cemetery? Yeah, I think I could do that. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know what I absolutely could not do?
Live above a funeral parlor?
Live above a funeral home. The concept of a dead body, Jay chilling downstairs, absolutely not. It's like these people were asking to be haunted.
Well, so keep that thought in mind because it is actually the opposite is kind of what happens, and it's lovely, and we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. But no, you do bring up the popular view of death.
There's a popular view?
Yeah. Don't want to be around dead bodies. It's sad. It's gross.
Got it.
It's gloomy. You'll get haunted. It's creepy. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm back.
But Wills actually did a lot of work to destigmatize that, and so we'll get there. But I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay, so they move into his late father-in-law's home. They live upstairs. Blah blah blah. A little bit more fun facts about Wills. In 1905, he organized the city's first black business organization, the Cleveland Board of Trade.
We love that.
He is also a founder of the local branch of the NAACP, the Cleveland Association of Colored Men, the Negro Welfare Association, and the Phyllis Wheatley Association.
What a man.
This man is a mover and a shaker of the community. He was doing everything he could to support his community.
Absolutely.
So.
And now you're going to tell me he's dead.
Well,
I know he's dead, obviously.
No, we're not there yet. So, okay, like I just brought up, he thought that traditional funerals were too depressing, and he wanted more of a celebration of the deceased's life.
This man is not the originator of the celebration of life.
No, I don't think so. But but he didn't want it to be like people being sad and mourning death. He wanted it to be more than what everybody else was doing.
Okay.
So
party.
Yes, a party. So he stopped decorating in black. He decorated his funerals with bright colors. He worked with black-owned local floral shops to use fresh flower wreaths instead of the traditional black fabric and like crepe paper, you know?
Yeah. He said, we're doing it up.
Yeah. And supporting local business.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
A king.
Mm-hmm. He used retrofitted streetcars to move the coffins back in his early days. So the closer cemeteries, they would use hand-drawn hearses to move the coffins from the track to the gravesite. And then Lakeview Cemetery had a special streetcar spur track directly into the cemetery. So they could drive you from the funeral home in this special streetcar all the way to the gravesite.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Very fancy. Eventually, he invested in a carriage and a team of horses. And then in 1911, his first car. He was the first black mortician in Cleveland to own a funeral limo. And then in 1912, the business moved because they grew. And then this was an unfortunate sort of pattern where in 1935, the city forced them to move for one of the nation's first housing projects. They were building apartments, so they had to tear down the building that they were currently in. So the city moved them.
Yeah.
And at this location is when he starts gussying up the funeral home. So he added murals and mosaics to the walls. He put up oil paintings, chandeliers. He put in plush furniture. He just made the whole place. Like, he was like, no, we're here to have a party.
Yeah.
And the house is going to match the vibes.
Yeah. The place to go when you've got to go.
Yes. So he just makes it a whole big fancy to-do.
Got it.
And I thought this was also cool. We talked about him supporting the community. At this location, it was during the Great Depression. And so he operated a food pantry out of the third floor of the house.
Aww.
And provided free funerals to those who could not afford them.
Okay. I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I still do not support scabs. But I feel like this guy has fully, like, earned his good karma. Like, I feel like he said, I know what I did and I have to make up for it. And he has made up for it. Like, what a good man.
I was doing these notes, and this is so stupid, but last week I rewatched National Treasure.
We're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
And there's the scene before he steals the Declaration of Independence when they're like casing the building.
Yeah.
And he's like telling Riley about the document, and he's like, it has a line here that sums up, you know, what I think America, and he like reads it out, and Riley's like, I don't know what that means. And I don't remember the exact quote, but it's like, it means that people who have the ability to stand up and do what is right have an obligation to do so.
Yeah.
When the time calls for it.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like this man sums that up.
100%.
He is the perfect example of this.
100%.
He could afford to help, so he did. Okay, so then 6 years later, right, in 1941, they are forced to move again for another housing project. 20,000 people signed a petition for the city to not destroy the funeral home and for the discriminatory practices of the local housing authority. That's how much this place meant to the community.
Yeah. Dang.
And unfortunately, that petition failed.
Of course it did,
but
because governments famously do not care.
Yeah, especially for communities like that.
Yeah. You're underserved?
But the attention did land them a bigger property, which was their last location and the current House of Wills, 2491 East 55th Street.
So this house is still standing.
This house is still standing.
So we are going to take a road trip to Cleveland.
Questionable, but I wouldn't be against it.
You wouldn't go to the House of Wills?
We'll get there.
Maybe, maybe after this, I'll come back and be like, no, actually, I'm not going either.
Okay, so now the history of the building itself.
Okay.
So that's J. Walter Wills Sr. backstory and the company.
Esquire.
Now the history of the building itself. So don't know how to pronounce this name. I'm so sorry. It's German. It was originally the Gesangevarian Hall. Something German. I don't know.
Okay.
Gesangevarian. I don't know. It's a long word. Starts with a G.
Got it. Cool.
It was built in 1898, designed by Frederick William Streibinger, who was a prominent member of Cleveland society at the time, and a member of the Scottish Rite Masons and Knights Templar.
What a wild sentence you just said.
Yes, so there's a lot of Masonic influences in this building, and in many of his other 31 buildings that he designed in Cleveland, many of which still stand. So it started as a German dance hall and community center. The neighborhood at the time was predominantly German and Jewish. So it was, a meeting center. They had concerts there, all of that good stuff. There were 42 rooms with a total of 50,000 square feet. So the place that I can't pronounce, the German dance hall, operated for roughly 14 years.
Okay.
And then it became a Hungarian immigrants hospital until 1920.
So both healing in their own right.
Uh-huh. And then even more so, because after that, it became the Cleveland Hebrew Institute for 18 years.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We love breaking generational curses.
Yes. Okay, so then go back to what I said about J.W. Wills Co. needing a new home.
Yeah.
In 1941, he buys the property and opens the House of Wills.
The German dance hall property.
Yes.
Okay.
This massive 42-room, 50,000 square foot building.
Jesus Christ.
At the time, it was the largest African-American funeral home in the state and the second one to open its doors in Cleveland. At its busiest, it conducted up to 8 funerals a day and employed up to 50 people.
That is insane.
Yes.
And I can only imagine, a callback to earlier, can only imagine that he is doing the Lord's work and is hiring people who would not otherwise be hired.
Yeah. I know his 2 sisters worked as funeral attendants. His children worked there.
Okay.
But, I mean, he only has so many family members and
Right.
up to 50 people.
Right.
Not to mention all of the other business, like the floral shops and everything else that he's drumming up.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, especially coming from that place of being like, if you were Cuban, you could still have the job. Like,
Yeah.
I can only imagine that he's doing absolutely what needs to be done and is like hiring people who would not otherwise be hired.
Yeah. Like, we're into the 40s now. This is Jim Crow era and all that.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. On that note, they primarily served the African-American community, but they did business with people of any background.
Yeah.
They didn't turn anybody away.
Which is incredible because that is arguably not what would have happened if we had gone the other way.
It literally was not, for a fact.
Let me rephrase that. That is not what happens when we go the other way. Like, there are so many well-documented instances of businesses turning away individuals, for services like funerals and things of that nature simply because they are not white. Like,
Whites-only businesses.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. So in addition to this building being a funeral parlor that's doing up to 8 funerals a day.
Also insane.
It was also a community center and a social club and a meeting place for civic events. Like Martin Luther King Jr. Gave a speech on this stage in this building.
That's actually so cool. Mm-hmm. And not to minimize that, but could you imagine opening the wrong door? Like, hi, I'm here for the Alcoholics Anonymous, and you just open it to a funeral and you're like, whoa. You're like, this is some weird beyond scared straight stuff happening.
Well, and I also saw where people were talking about how this place is like, it's so big and massive with so many rooms. It's like a maze, so it's easy to get lost in there.
You're just running around the back rooms like forever.
So also at the height of its time, he had a fleet of 14 Cadillac funeral cars.
We love.
Which they boasted, none of which were used. They were all bought brand new.
We love.
He lined them up in the front of the property. So it was just like a fleet of these fancy cars in front of a building, which also was painted bright pink with white trim.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, that's probably the picture that we'll use. We'll do a picture of the building and one of
him.
Yes.
Incredible. I cannot wait to see this building.
So let me tell you a little bit about some of the rooms.
Please do, actually.
Here. Because like I said, he wanted it to be a party. He wanted it fancy. Go out with a bang.
Yeah.
You know? So
Go out with a bang.
So he took the previous home, the energy of that, with like murals and oil paintings and chandeliers.
Yeah.
And he cranked it up to 100.
We love.
Here's a little house tour. One of the most famous rooms is the Egyptian room, which was decorated entirely Egyptian themed. Massive columns, red carpet, statues of sphinxes. There were sarcophagi set up.
Okay.
There was the cathedral viewing room, which there's a lot of really cool pictures of this room online.
Okay.
It was a 2-story room where people describe it as like it shouldn't fit in the house. Like outside of the house looking in, you would not think.
You're like, where is that?
Yeah, a room this big should not fit in there.
Yeah.
It is a 2-story room where the second floor is a 360-degree open balcony. And this is the room where the concerts used to be. So the first floor of it is the full stage and just rows of like pews.
Okay.
Is this making sense?
Yeah. I'm tracking.
And then once it became a funeral home, they would still have like community events on the stage there, but that was the viewing room where they would put people's caskets on stage, and that was where visitations would happen.
Okay, got it.
The cloud casket room is my favorite. It is in the former banquet room of the dance hall.
Okay.
It's not super wide, but it's a pretty long room, and you really have to look it up because it's hard to describe this ceiling. But it has this gorgeous scalloped ceiling where like you know, our local China buffet where there's like a ceiling.
Boy, do I.
Yes. So there's a high ceiling, and then like below that is like jutting out. There's like ledges.
Yes.
Kind of. And then there are lights sitting on top of the ledge that point up at like the upper ceiling.
Yes.
I hope that makes sense.
No, it does. As someone who's very intimately aware of this China buffet, yes.
Yes, I hope that makes sense for everybody else.
Oh.
So there's like a high ceiling that is curved and painted to look like a cloud. And then there's this like lower ceiling that is scalloped, and the lights sit up in that. Basically, like when you walk into this hallway, it's like you have walked out into like a courtyard and there's a cloudy sky above you.
Interesting.
It's hard to describe, but it's gorgeous. I very much appreciate the effect of the cloud room.
Absolutely. I can't wait to look at it.
There's a doll room, which I couldn't find pictures of, but
no, thank you.
Apparently there's a doll room.
This is giving Graceland. It's like you're about to tell me there's like the jungle room.
Probably.
Like, you know?
The next room was called the Dream World room, which was 1960s mod with shag rugs and funky shaped furniture.
Iconic.
So that's just a little sampling of some of the rooms. And then, just like in the previous house, the family lived at the top of the building in the attic. So it was a full apartment. There was even a fully furnished 15-person bar. And also the train room, which had a complete model town for a model train set.
That's actually so cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's my retired person goal. I want like what I would call the granddad's basement.
Where you just like a hobby room.
Yeah, but you go down the stairs and it's just a big ass model like town.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the Epcot model?
No.
Oh, that's okay. I'll show you a picture. But there's like Walt Disney did like the Epcot model, and it was like the experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Ah.
And that's what Epcot means, in case you wondered.
Okay.
And it's like just this big town, and it's got little people in it and like a big train, and that's like my goal as like a grown ass adult.
Well, you know I love miniatures, so
I do.
I'm down for this. So fully furnished apartment,
Yeah.
up in the attic of the house.
Train room.
Yes. In the basement, that is where the embalming was done.
I fully want you to know, I forgot this was a funeral home.
Yeah.
Like,
Fully a funeral home. Not only do they do, because he's a mortician.
yeah, now.
Not
Because his
only-
buddy's dead.
Yeah. Not only do they do embalming, there was also a full crematorium furnace on site.
Absolutely not. No, thank you.
It's got to be done somewhere.
No, I know, but the smoke burns black.
Yeah.
Like so dark black that it's like
We are carbon-based life forms.
insane though. Imagine like looking and being like, oh, somebody started a fire, and you're like, nope, that's a person.
Was.
That was a person.
Sorry, that was dark.
I like dark.
I'm glad. Okay. So, moving on to the business. So, he brought his son, J. Walter Wills Jr., who was his son from his first marriage, to Alberta Lee, who he divorced in 1915, and his adopted son, Harry Allen Wills, who was his second wife, Blanche Gilmere, I think is how you say her name, from her first marriage.
Okay.
So he married this woman and then adopted her son.
So like dads that stepped up.
Yes.
Got it. Not a stepdad, the dad that stepped up.
Yeah. So he brings his biological son and his adopted son into the business. And then, unfortunately, his biological son passes in 1967. And so Mr. Wills Sr. passes the business to Harry, adopted son,
The adopted son, yeah.
in 1971 when he dies. That same year, Harry opened their second location, which was smaller,
Good.
but still
growing.
Second location. The remaining family ran the business until 2005, when they abruptly abandoned the original location. And then in 2011, unfortunately, the J.W. Wills Company lost its license and closed due to allegations of malpractice and fraud by collecting money for services never provided.
That feels like a way to keep a black person down.
Well, keep in mind that this place has also been running for the better part of a century.
Not true, yeah.
It's been multiple generations. The neighborhood itself has unfortunately fallen into disrepair. It's not a great part of town anymore.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is all allegations. I couldn't find any actual, nobody got arrested or sued or anything like that. But it looks like, unfortunately, the family lost its original values. Or, maybe it was other employees.
Yeah, true.
And the family had to eat those allegations and
just
close.
Let it go. Yeah.
C'est la vie, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So the building sat vacant and was frequently vandalized when thieves would break in to bust open the walls and steal the copper piping and wires.
Of course they did.
Out of the walls.
Of course they did.
And there was also squatters, and it just became destroyed, and there was water damage when the roof took damage and fell into extreme disrepair until 2010, when Eric Freeman bought it from the city of Cleveland for $20,000.
Whoa.
So he has been working on it for the last 15 years, and he plans to completely restore it to the original House of Wills design and open it as a community center again. It is still under restoration due to multiple acts of vandalization during the process.
Oh.
He's not been bringing in professional contractors. It's him and his friends who do this work. So they would get something done, and then somebody would break in and undo all their work.
That's hard.
But the most recent article I found said that they got a new roof on and we're about to put in windows. So that should seal everything up, and then they can work on the actual interior
restorations.
Yes.
Yeah, good for them.
And it did sound like he moved into the apartment upstairs. So
spooky.
Yeah. So I think that has been restored at least.
Yeah.
For it to be livable.
Well, and then I wonder what the division of like power and water is. So it's like, does this whole building have power?
So it did not, and it did not have running water either. He actually briefly, when he was starting the restoration, opened it for Airbnb for like $200 a night. Like, come stay in this spooky house.
Stay, yeah.
You know.
I feel like you can't if it's not got running water or power.
Yeah, well, he was very upfront about it, but then he got flooded with people who wanted to come try it, and he was like, no, never mind, I'm not comfortable because it's not up to the standard that I am comfortable with that many people coming in. So then he closed it again. He was like, maybe when we get running water and electricity.
I guess.
Yeah. But he does open it to ghost tours on Halloween and occasional private ghost tours, and then also regular architectural tours because it is such a cool building.
So we could go on an architectural tour of this building.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. And it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
You could, even though everything is like peeling and like there's mold and like walls missing and stuff, you can tell that like this was a beautiful building.
Well, that's like, so this weekend we were at a craft fair and went into like a church. And it's a very similar, like it's a very old church. And like we snuck up to the top because there was a Hagrid pipe organ and I literally lost my mind. I was so excited about it. But you could tell like just the way that the building was designed and like what was still there, even though it was peeling, like, but there was like original stained glass and it was gorgeous. Those aspects don't go away. I mean, yes, it can be like dirty and dingy and in disrepair, but like, I feel like that's the closest I've ever been to understanding when people are like, it's got bones. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this building feels like it's got bones, which may be a terrible segue.
No, I mean, I think that is exactly what Eric Freeman feels.
Yeah.
It's like, because he's not even from Cleveland. He was originally from, I think, LA.
Oh, geez.
And worked to like flip houses and stuff. Heard about this property, decided, said,
I'm going to do this.
It's beautiful. I can't let this be torn down.
Like, was it slated to be torn down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the city had owned it for,
Oh, yeah. Probably just going to be like liquidated.
Yeah.
Dang.
So he saved it, and he said multiple times he knew it would be a lot of work, did not realize how much work it would be.
Well, of course. I feel like.
But he hasn't given up.
Anybody who flips houses is always just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah. And it doesn't help when like any work you do then gets undone.
Could you imagine how like frustrating that would be?
God.
I'd be pissed.
I think that's honestly because he also has, we'll talk more about him later, but he also has gone on record as a skeptic. He does not believe in the paranormal, but he has experienced things that he can't explain in the house.
Interesting.
So he himself doesn't believe in ghosts, but I'm pretty sure that part of the reason that he runs the ghost tours is to help finance all of the repairs that he has to do.
I mean, you'd have to.
Yeah.
I can only imagine it's costing him a ton of money.
Yeah. Especially doing all of that himself.
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm sure that's saving him money, but like, woof.
Mm-hmm. And then just imagine how much it costs to pay this city to like, because that building is not up to current code.
Right.
So he's got to be doing so many things. Yeah. Anyway, we salute your work, Eric Freeman.
What a guy.
Okay, so are you ready for the ghosts?
I sure am. I want you to know that I just got full body goosebumps when you said that. I was like, yes, I am so ready, actually.
Here we go, because this is insane. So there's two parts to this.
Okay.
And I'm going to preface it all with saying that I, once again, picked this story thanks to the library.
Okay.
We love the local library.
We love the public library.
So I found a book, and it is by Daryl Marston.
Okay.
Okay. And it is called The Horrors of the House of Wills.
Interesting. So far, I've heard no horrors.
We'll get there. So Daryl Marston is the co-lead on A&E's Ghost Hunters.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
And a host of the podcast, The American Ghost Hunter Show. I think he's a co-owner of Paranormal Warehouse, I think it's called. But anyway, he's a big deal in the
community.
Current Americana Ghost Hunting Society.
Got it. Okay.
And so he wrote this book, and it is about his experience with the House of Wills. And it's like the white whale of his career. So I don't want to give too much of his story, but I am going to talk about the book a little bit. So I'm first going to share like general experiences people have, and then I'm going to go into some specifics that he wrote about.
He himself.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Just starting about things that people report about the house. A white apparition stares out from windows that is visible from the street. A man in a suit is consistently seen in the casket room, which is the viewing room with the 360 balcony.
Yeah.
So people see a man in a white suit walking around there.
No, thank you.
And some people think it might be Mr. Wills.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the black suit kind of funeral director guy, you know? Honestly,
around like
if you said
pink
something,
pinstripe suit or something.
literally, he's the fucking Pink Panther, like walking around here
in a pink house.
Like, I'm telling you, he absolutely would be in a white suit. What a well-dressed man.
Figures and shadows are seen moving quickly from room to room or darting down hallways. Multiple voices can be heard at once when no one present is speaking. And this isn't like EVP. Like, this isn't in real time.
Just
you
like
hear it.
in your ears.
Yeah. There's different reports. Some people describe it as hearing several people holding a hushed conversation. And some people say it's like you're in the hallway during a party and can hear everybody in the room.
Oh. And both of those are very distinct. Like,
yes.
Like, thinking about it just now, I could hear both of those. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Objects move on their own. Batteries drain really quickly. They always say to bring extra flashlights.
Jeez.
Visitors experience sudden temperature drops, nausea, seeing their breath condensate in the summer. Hello, Danny Phantom.
Hello?
Uh-huh. And feeling like they're being watched or even being pushed.
That's insane. I'm literally shaking, trembling.
People have recorded EMF spikes, EVPs, and orbs on film. So that's all the general stuff.
Got it. I have a feeling you're about to punch me in the face with this guy's story.
Let's get into Mr. Marston's experience.
Yes.
So, like I said, this guy has been in this field for a while, but this was pretty early in his career. And he says it's like the scariest thing that he's experienced and one of the things that has affected him the most.
Yeah.
So, aside from this book, he has also done multiple interviews. So, go ahead and listen to those. I don't want to share too much of his story, but I'm going to give you the juicy highlights.
I'm ready.
So, he did a 13-hour investigation with his friend Keith and then 2 other people, Stephanie and Greg.
Okay.
And they're the ones who told them about the house. And his process is he doesn't like to know about the place before he goes in.
Yeah.
He wants to go in raw, you know.
Which is crazy.
On the one hand, yes, it's crazy. But on the other hand, you don't go in with preconceived notions.
Right.
You know, like if you hear a word.
You know.
Yeah.
Like when we were talking about Waverly Hills, like the little boy would constantly throw his ball.
Exactly.
And sometimes he would say the word ball. And it's like, okay, if you hear that, even if it wasn't quite ball, I feel like you'd associate.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, of course that's what it was.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But like if you don't know about it and then you go up to somebody afterwards and is like, I thought I heard somebody say the word ball. How random. And then they tell you, no, there's a kid here who, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, I understand why he goes in blind.
Yeah, but then there are stories like that one place with the hell basement. And then it's like, don't let anybody walk into there ever.
Yeah, no, there's multiple instances in this book where he's like, I wish I had known this. I wish somebody had told me this beforehand.
Okay.
Like
At
as a
least he's aware.
safety issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was like kind of mad with the people who set up his investigation. Were like, you guys should have told me this.
Yeah.
So right away they set everything up, and that includes motion detectors.
Okay.
And the motion
Spooky.
detectors go off immediately. He asks like, hey, if somebody's here, will you walk in front of this? They go off on command.
Oh my God.
And then they go off in sequence, like someone walks by all of them in order.
That's crazy business.
And that's like right off the bat when they set everything up.
Yeah. No.
There are footsteps that are so clear that you can follow where they're coming from and where they're going.
Cotton Eye Joe. Sorry. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
The House of Wills.
Yeah. Yep.
They also heard multiple instances of extremely loud banging, both in the house and on exterior doors.
Absolutely not. Get me the fuck out.
Inhuman screams that he says like he's never heard anything since.
Like nothing like that.
No.
I was like, this man didn't just spontaneously go deaf.
No. And disembodied voices in reply to things that they said to each other.
Oh.
Like the investigators are talking and then they hear a voice next to them say something.
About their conversation. Yeah. Absolutely. If I can see my previous statement, get me the fuck out of there.
They also had a ghost box, which... or
is that
like
the radio channel thing?
Yes.
Yeah, got
so for listeners who don't know, that is a piece of technology where it will rapidly flip through AM and FM frequencies, and supposedly it picks up voices through those frequencies, and so you'll hear male or female voices saying random words.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one?
I've not used one, but I've seen them be used.
I went on a ghost tour
so
once,
spooky.
and it I thought it would be fun. I was like, it's a radio static. No, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
And like honestly kind of annoying after a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm over this.
Yeah. They have fancy versions now where the static doesn't play. It only, but like the speaker only turns on when it picks up a word. But like the old school ones with the static are creepy and annoying.
Well, and it's like, okay, but so I'm not going to lie. My experience with it is ghost hunters. So it's like, what do they consider a word? Like,
yeah. Well, and he talks about how he doesn't really like them.
Right. No, but I mean like the ones that the static doesn't play. It's like, do you get those syllables? Do you get the grunts? Do you get the like?
Oh,
do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
At least like the old school version, you're hearing even the minor blips of like there's an energy there, but it's not quite a word.
But it is also, I will say, really hard to hear the words over the static.
100%.
But the what's his name? Greg, he had a spirit box, right? And he would turn it on and Daryl would be like, "Oh, this again," you know?
Really?
But they got multiple intelligent replies. Like he held a conversation with somebody. He was
crazy.
asking questions and then getting intelligent replies that made sense
For the questions.
Yes.
And see, like, and that's kind of where my first skepticism for spirit boxes is. Like, it's very easy for somebody to be like, "Are you here?" And then somebody, just a random, like, yes or no. Yeah. But it's like, to me, when you're getting multiple accurate, intelligent responses, like, something's going on there.
Yeah. Like, at one point, they were doing, like, control questions. And at one point, he said, "Where are we?" And it said, "Cleveland, Ohio."
No, thank you. Nope. And that is the reason, folks, I don't go to Ohio.
Yes, this problem is specific to Ohio.
Throw the whole state away.
Every ghost to ever exist is in Ohio.
In Ohio.
You heard it here.
Yep. And Caroline, not in Ohio.
Okay, so a couple other things happen. Greg and Stephanie had been there before. Greg had an experience with a mirror, which we've talked about before.
Not this again.
That was on a previous trip to the House of Wills. So Daryl did not experience that. But so at one point they were in the viewing room on the first floor where the stage and the pews were. And they had camcorders and stuff set up. And at one point his friend Keith sets down a camera and you can see Daryl in it. And there is a massive black figure.
No, thank you.
Behind him on camera that just watches him for a moment and then melts into the floor. If it helps, he described it as what you imagine the angel of death to look like. If that helps.
You know, it's moments like this where I'm like, we should really record this podcast. Like, video record it. Because I don't know that I can accurately describe what my face just did. And I don't even know that I can accurately describe the feeling of it other than the fact that I am going to be sleeping with the lights on tonight.
You're welcome.
Like, so.
God, I would love to see that footage, though.
Right?
Can you imagine?
Lord.
Oh my God.
It's like that's in a vault somewhere.
He said he tried to get ghost hunters to go there and they wouldn't do it.
You know.
Yeah.
When Zach Bagans is like, hell nah. Something is wrong there.
Well, he said he didn't name anybody specific, but he was like, I think there were multiple people who worked on that show who had previously had experiences there and didn't want to go back.
Couldn't do it. No, fair.
Yeah. And honestly, Daryl was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was also in the room. They lost time.
Nope.
Because it used to be a dance hall, right? And
yeah.
So they had a moment where they played music, and they thought that they were only there for like 20 minutes. When they turned off the music, it had been 2 hours.
That's insane.
And they went back and watched all of the video footage, and they were just standing there for 2 hours. They almost quit this investigation like multiple times. When they realized that, they all like ran out of the house and like stood in the parking lot for a bit.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna go touch grass.
Yeah.
Like,
Daryl was being very stubborn. He kept going back and forth, and like Greg talked about this too. It was like a weird stubbornness where you don't want to give up,
right,
but also like an obsession, kind of like an unhealthy attachment to the house.
Okay, but like, this is gonna sound really weird, but like a lot of at least ghost stories and ghost like experiences that I have watched or seen or read about, there have been several accounts where they're like, no, I just felt so drawn to it. Like, I felt like I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So that almost to me is like, what was there that was like pulling them into this?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there was a fair amount of like, I don't want to give up. But like, what other oppressive feeling was like, no, you can't leave?
Yeah. He goes into it more in the book, which you should definitely read.
I'm going to, yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating.
I'm going to save it on Libby right after this.
So on that note.
Oh, God.
There are reports of people losing themselves or becoming suddenly violent during investigations.
Again, something darker.
Mm-hmm. So there's this woman named Patty. We love Patty. Patty was a caretaker for the property for years, even before Eric bought it. And so he kept her on afterwards.
As you should.
Because at the time, he was also still living in LA. So she had a key, and she would come in regularly just to, you know, make sure nobody's died in there or, like, burned the house down or whatever. So she said that the property used to be peaceful. When it was just abandoned, she said at one point... So there's just, like, random coffins and stuff.
Yeah.
And caskets.
I can only imagine.
Just on the property. Apparently there was one up in the apartment, and she said she used to just nap in there because the house was so quiet and peaceful once upon a time.
Also, again, could never, A, live above a funeral home. B, would never willingly get in a coffin.
I mean, it's just a bed in a box.
There's some bad juju in there, and you know it.
I mean, it's not like there's, like, once a dead body has been put in one, they don't get used again.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like that's just, like, asking for it.
Yeah. I get you, Patty. I get you.
Patty, I do not. I'm so sorry. The dichotomy of Caroline and Jordan.
Like I said, episode 1, we balance each other out.
We absolutely do.
So Patty said that the energy changed around the time that Eric Freeman bought the property.
So it's his fault.
Well, locals are divided on whether the place holds good memories of the community or if it's a source of bad energy and should be torn down and paved over. Now, Freeman is allegedly a prominent member of Cleveland's Satanic Church. He does not hide the fact that he is a Satanist.
He rocks.
Well, so, now listen. He does not hide the fact that he is a Satanist, but I couldn't find anything where he confirmed that any kind of activity happened on the property.
Yeah. Well, but also being a Satanist. Actually, I'm not even going to say that.
Church of Satan gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's not always like... They're not, like, always murdering people.
No, absolutely not.
They're almost never murdering people.
A lot of it is, like, community action.
Yeah.
Based.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like
different... It's kind of like a different brand of atheist.
Literally.
Sort of.
It's a diet atheism.
I'm going to get some weird comments for that.
I can't wait.
You know what I mean,
No,
right?
I do, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too, is, like, I feel like it's one of those things that, like, anything could get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm sure that someone somewhere has murdered someone and left a pentagram or like committed a bunch of crime and left a pentagram and been
we
like,
remember the Satanic Panic.
Literally. And being like, I'm a Satanist. And then everybody just assumes that is like, hell no, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, hell yeah. But anyway. But you know what I mean?
It is very ironic to me that he self-identifies as a Satanist, but he doesn't believe in ghosts.
Right.
Is fascinating
You're
to
like,
me.
wait a minute. That doesn't make...
No sense. It makes sense because I guess ghosts aren't like a... But also just a weird breed of... Anyway, we could talk about that for a while.
Weird.
Yeah, we could talk about that for a while.
Correct.
But anyway, so a lot of people are like, oh, he's a Satanist. He
brought it in.
Yeah, he opened a portal or something, whatever.
Of course.
Now, here's a little experience that Patty had. like I said, she used to regularly check on the property. And one night she went in, and typically she felt safe there, you know. Well, as safe as you can when you're like checking for squatters, you know. But like the house
But those are humans.
She had good memories of the house,
Good.
you know. And so she goes inside and everything feels really off.
Okay.
She's spooked for the first time. She feels like there's somebody in there with her.
And there's something to be said for a gut feeling.
Uh-huh. So she like pulls out her flashlight and starts wandering around the house. She gets to the stairs, and at the landing above her, there is a man with an axe.
Absolutely not.
He makes eye contact with her and then lunges for her.
Patty, get the fuck out, girl.
And she does. Patty whips around. She bolts out of the house. She said she like almost dislocated her shoulder, like slamming into the door to get it open.
Just like, gotta go.
She can hear him behind her. She's convinced she's about to be cut in half.
Literally axed.
Yes. She has a gun in her car.
So she's like, I just gotta get there.
Booking it for her car.
Yeah.
She gets to her car. Thank God for like a key fob. She doesn't have to fumble for keys.
Literally.
You know? She rips open the door. She grabs the gun. She whips around. There's nobody behind her. She doesn't see like a guy like running across the parking lot away from her or anything. There's nobody. So she locks herself in the car.
As she should.
Calls the police.
Okay.
Police send some squads out. She tells them what happened. They go inside and clear the house. They clear the whole building. They don't find anybody except the axe was found lying on the stage. Yeah. Your face is doing it again.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes I forget that I have to say words.
I told you, this place is insane.
Hell no. Like, no thank you. Absolutely not.
Patty, we're glad you're okay.
Yeah. Girl, you gonna be on the podcast, Patty? Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay, I don't know. I feel like I have a unique experience and can talk about this because, like, the mug that was broken that was then swept up. Like, personally, I know that things like that happen.
Yes.
But also the concept of, like, this apparition, this person, whatever we want to call it, lunging for her. She's clearly bolting.
Yeah. You know what?
The axe making it to the stage.
The worst part of this for me is we don't know if it was a real dude or not.
Right.
She was fully convinced it was.
Yeah. I mean,
the only reason that we
think it's a ghost,
think it could be a ghost, is that nobody saw him leave.
Right. Well, and I'm assuming that when the police clear the building, well, hang on. Number one, I'm going to jump back for a minute. Number one, this building is known to be confusing.
Yes.
Like, so I can't imagine Joe Schmo would be able to run the opposite direction, like through the building and then get out.
And an important note is that the front doors were boarded up.
Okay.
Windows and stuff were sealed.
Okay, so see, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So then when the police come to clear the building, I feel like we would have known. I feel like it would have been noted that, oh, a back door was open or a window was busted.
Yeah, for safety reasons, they only used the side door.
Right. So, like, in theory, she entered and exited the only viable option without something like breaking a window or busting down a door.
Yeah.
And I feel like if either one of those things happened, we would have known.
Presumably, yes.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Oh, and one little thing that I did not mention earlier about the windows is that there are a lot of big old building.
Big old house.
And there are a lot of windows, including especially on the side of the viewing room. The giant room with the balcony. But multiple people have said that the amount of light inside the house does not match what should be coming in from the windows.
Yeah.
It's darker than it should be, which is just ooky.
Yeah, literally.
I forgot to mention that earlier.
Huh.
Okay, so one last note about Mr. Marston's experience.
Okay.
They all were like feeling off the whole night.
Yeah.
Bad experiences, creeped out, pushing through, being stubborn. He said that several times he had several thoughts, including at one point they had a group prayer because they were so freaked out. He had several thoughts of him committing acts of violence. He felt irritable randomly throughout the investigation. They kept snapping at each other. And then at one point, he himself entered a trance-like state for several minutes that he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
He fully lost that time. But they had cameras going. And so at one point during this state, he just screams, "Get off me now." And on camera, they see a, quote, dark ball anomaly leave his body and go through a wall.
Absolutely fucking not.
He said it felt like something was trying to sink its hooks into him, and it was just his pure willpower that he was able to, like, push it off of him.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That is like the dark energy. Like, that is, no thank you.
Like I said, I'm not going to go too far into everything he experienced, because the book then continues. After he left the House of Wills, the next morning, something attached to him and followed him home.
There's no way.
Yeah. And he had several more experiences, and he goes, like, more in depth about his feelings about it and like the conclusions he came to and all of that. But this story is not about him. It's about the House of Wills. So I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
And remind everybody, if you would like to read it, it is called The Horrors of the House of Wills by Daryl Marston. This is not an ad. I just wanted to let you know.
We checked this out.
Yeah. Got it from the library. But yeah, that is the House of Wills in Cleveland, Ohio.
That is actually insane.
Isn't that
can't imagine.
So creepy.
And I am going back on my original thought. I do not, A, want to go to Ohio. B, specifically the House of Wills. I'm actually so good.
Yeah, I told you were like, we're going to go. And I was like,
no, actually, I'm so good. Yeah. I'm so chill.
The end of the book, he was like, this is not something that amateurs should go. He was like, experienced paranormal investigators
maybe
need to be aware of everything before going in.
Jeez.
And take every precaution.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, so now it's time for our submitted stories.
Yeah. And what a whirlwind that was. Let me just start right there.
Still sitting and processing in that.
Yeah, honestly, this is the first time we've ever filmed an episode that I was like, maybe we should have just stopped and taken a break and then, come back a whole different day. And I'm almost sorry for the story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
So
why?
This story comes from my friend Aaron.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, no, he's wonderful. I remember when this happened.
Okay.
So I remember the call that I got from Aaron after this happened, and the 6 months that followed that he refused to speak about it.
Okay, so just like your mom.
Literally. I don't know what is with me. Why do people tell me their ghost stories?
Just a trusting face.
I guess.
Also, you believe in ghosts.
I do believe in a lot of ghosts.
Probably a bigger part of it.
Yeah. So, contrary to popular belief, even though I don't like Ohio, I do have friends in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And Aaron lives, really close to UC's campus. Just to give the University of Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati?
It is, yeah. A fair amount of what they do, like regular, like hangout, things like that, happen in downtown Cincinnati.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this, but underneath Cincinnati, there is an entire subway system that is not utilized.
Why?
From what I understand, the infrastructure was built and then the city just never utilized it.
Can't have shit in Cincinnati.
No, literally. So,
which, by the way, is the origin of that meme. For anybody who knows what I'm talking about, stole my porch, can't have shit. Somebody edited that to say Detroit. The original was Cincinnati.
That's incredible, actually. I didn't know that.
I hope people know what I'm talking about. The original was Cincinnati.
That's incredible. So the next time you're downtown, you can look, like you can see almost New York style subway, like where it comes up. And they're just gated off. They're blocked. You can't get down there. Let me say that. Mm-hmm. And that's where this story is going.
Okay, great.
So Aaron fancies himself a little bit of an urban explorer. Mm-hmm. I fully remember he was like, hey, I'm going to go do crack shit in Cincinnati. And we were like, good luck. Like, call us if you need to be bailed out of jail. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, when I got the phone call,
you thought it was...
I fully thought he'd been arrested.
His one call.
Literally. And I was like, well, because he's my jail friend.
Yeah.
Like, he's the person that I would be like, okay, I will bail you out of jail, no questions asked. And he is the person that would bail me out of jail, no questions asked. So...
We all need one.
I know, right? I'm fairly certain I have several. I'm very fortunate. But, like, you know, that's just the first one that I ever had to voice that to. You know what I mean? One of those friends. So Aaron's like, I'm going to go to Cincinnati and I'm going to try to get in the tunnels. Okay. More power to you.
Godspeed.
Literally. And it's, from what I understand, the only light down there are like legally required emergency exits.
Okay.
Because like it was fully outfitted for power.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that's still...
Presumably they have to have some form of maintenance to keep the tunnels from collapsing under the city.
Yes. From my understanding, they just bring in those like maintenance lights, like work lights, you know? So when you go down there, the only... Not that I've ever been for legal reasons. But when you go down there, you can see the little red like emergency exit tunnel lights, you know?
Okay.
So Aaron goes down there, gets around a gate. He says that, you know, for the first little bit, he's just wandering. He's like, I'm on platforms.
Just exploring.
Literally,
An urban explorer.
Yes. And so theoretically, subway tracks are electrified.
Yeah, presumably just if they're in service.
Right.
The third rail.
Right. And so I don't know. At this point, I don't know if they are.
Okay.
Which is important later. Mm-hmm. So he's walking around. And at first he said, have you ever been standing somewhere and you like distinctively hear something behind you and you do like a full body like turn?
Yeah.
He thought he had heard, I'm going to call it pneumatic, almost like a pneumatic door.
Yeah, like a hiss, kind of.
Yeah, like the subways in New York, like when you hear the subway door open.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of, he was like, I heard that. Okay. He was like, you know what? Could have been something settling. Could have been... you know, literally
like
exhaust.
An echo of something.
Yeah. Well, and Cincinnati is above you.
Yeah.
Like very vibrantly bustling Cincinnati above you.
Yeah.
So he's like, could have floated down from up top. You know, anything could happen. And so he continues to explore. He was like, I wanted to see, and I remember this to this day, he said, I wanted to see what the rest of the tunnel looked like. Because it's not in service. Like there's, from our understanding, there's no cars that are down there other than the ones that are like put down there before concrete and are just sitting there. Yeah. You know, but they're obviously not moving. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, I'm going to climb down.
Like off the platform.
Like off the platform.
Onto the tracks.
The rails. Yes.
Okay.
Onto the tracks. He gets down and he starts to walk a little bit. And he said that he heard the door sound again.
Okay.
But then this time he heard the loudest horn he had ever heard. Like, think train approaching horn.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like, he said that it was so loud, and it immediately, like, he said his lungs hurt.
I have a question.
Yes.
He's down there by himself.
By himself.
Aaron, urban exploring rule number 1.
Go with somebody.
Buddy system.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, the only way... And you might be thinking to yourself that I am a bad friend for letting him go alone.
Well, I assume you weren't in Cincinnati.
I was not in Cincinnati, but also... I had his location.
Okay.
So theoretically, if something happened, I could get somebody reasonably close to him.
If he had service down there.
Yeah, well, that's a great thought. Mm-hmm. We were much younger and much more stupid.
Okay.
Like,
my solace is knowing that Aaron is still alive
Aaron
right now.
is, in fact, still alive to this day.
Let's keep it that way, bud.
Yeah. And he's only gone urban exploring one other time. So...
Okay, so he hears a train horn.
A horn. The loudest horn. He says that his chest physically hurts. Like the sound was so oppressive.
Oh my God. Like when fireworks go off and you can feel it in your ribs.
And you're like, you almost can't breathe for half a second.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. Which I can feel that way now. Like talking about the story, I'm like, oh my God. So he says, I did what any reasonable person would do. I took off running.
Yeah.
He's going back to the platform.
Good idea.
He was like, I didn't stop to think if it was logical that a car would be down there. He said, my only thought was getting back on a platform.
Yeah, no, you hear a train horn. You think there's a train coming.
Literally. And so he was running and he remembers like feeling like he was running out of time. Like that.
Yeah.
Like he
Impending
felt like he was
doom.
almost caught. Yes. I'm going to give you a physical like example. He said that he threw his first arm up onto the platform and had one foot in the ladder Because if you've ever looked over the side of a subway platform, there's like almost like a pool ladder, like in the concrete.
Yeah, like at the edge of the
Yeah.
platform.
So if you
tunnel.
fall, you can like climb up this like concrete ladder basically.
Yeah.
But it's in the platform.
Yeah.
So he says he has one hand on the platform and he has one foot in the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to hoist himself up. And he distinctively felt someone grab the back of his shirt and throw him back onto the tracks.
Absolutely not. Oh my God.
Yes.
Shut up.
No, I wish I was lying.
What the fuck?
So, and he falls.
Yeah.
Like it was a physical, he is on his back on the tracks. And he hears another horn and he feels, and the first time he told me this, I literally cried. He said that he felt the rush of air over top of himself.
No.
Yes. And like, he is laying perpendicular to the tracks.
Uh-huh.
Like, if an actual train were there, he would have been eviscerated.
Uh-huh.
But he said, I heard the horn and I felt the air. And he said, I had prepared to die. This is how I go. And so he said,
for the listeners at home, my face is doing it now.
yeah, it is. It's not so easy, is it?
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says that this sensation went on for a full 45 seconds.
Like
He
a
said-
full train coming into the...
Yes.
Oh my God.
He said that he felt like he laid there for hours. But obviously coming up afterwards, he was like, realistically, it was probably less than a minute. He said, but I laid there feeling like I was dying.
Oh my God.
Yes. So the train passes, essentially. He's laying on the tracks. And he says that he was so drained that he had thought about closing his eyes to take a nap.
Oh my God.
Which fully I was like, you would have died down there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what energy
and
was
that's
sucking
also
you.
insane because, like, I'm getting an adrenaline rush right now.
Yes.
Like, sitting here.
I would have, like, popped back up.
Yeah. No. He should have been full of adrenaline.
Yes. Fight
and,
or
like,
flight.
ready to book it out of that station.
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, he said that he had to physically will himself to get up.
Oh my
because
God.
he had the thought in his head. He was like, I can go to sleep here. And he said that he can only imagine that if he had gone to sleep, something would have killed him down there. Something being a spirit. Like, that it would have drained his life force.
And then he wouldn't have been found until, like,
Yeah.
maintenance crew comes through a month later.
Literally. And no one would have known why. Because he walked out of here without, I won't say without a scratch. Mm-hmm. He had track bruises.
Well, yeah,
because
he
he
gets
fully
thrown onto the track.
Literally. So he had large bruises on his back. And he had scraped his, like, elbows.
Yeah.
Being thrown, you know. So he said he willed himself to get up.
Uh-huh.
He crawled back up onto the platform. And he walked back up the stairs. And he said that there was a conductor. Like full I'm saying conductor because, like, think Polar Express get up.
Yeah.
Like full conductor.
Like uniformed worker.
Uniformed officer, essentially. He thought that this person was so real that he started apologizing. He was like,
and where was he? Like on the platform, on the stairs? Where was he?
on the stairs going up to, like, surface level Cincinnati.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So he said, I'm so sorry. I know that I'm not supposed to be down here. I won't come back. Just, like, I'll leave. I promise. And he said that the conductor turned around, had no face, full body, no face, and disappeared.
Okay.
And he crawled out of the tunnel.
Okay. When was this system built?
I have no idea.
Because if it was never in service,
Theoretically, there should not have been a conductor.
there shouldn't have been a train.
Well, but when you build subways, they build subway cars
Yeah, but
on
like
the platform.
but if the system never ran, then
the
why
noise
is there
should not have been there.
No, why is there like this is not a residual haunting because nothing happened.
Right.
Like this
There was nothing
this
to
should-
stay behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we sure this system didn't like very briefly run?
I'm 95% positive.
Did somebody die in this specific station that he went in?
Not that we're aware of, to be quite honest.
God, I've never heard of anything like that where something complete, like in the theme of the location,
Yes.
but that never happened, happens.
Let me see.
That is insane.
So, the Cincinnati subway was a partially completed rapid transit system.
Is this Wikipedia?
This is Wikipedia, because I just needed some quick facts.
Yeah.
So this says that although the total length was only a little bit more than 2 miles, they're not connected.
Oh, so it's just station,
Yeah. And then there was
no tracks connecting them.
No.
Oh my God.
So theoretically, he would have gotten to, if he had kept going, would have probably run into Earth.
Yeah.
Also, to answer your question, it is the largest abandoned subway tunnel system. Construction began itself in the early 1900s.
Okay, so this is old.
This is old. And it was never completed. It was abandoned due to escalating costs.
I would imagine if you haven't even connected the stations yet, you haven't even designed the uniforms.
I'm sure. I wish I had answers for you.
Somebody was feeling frisky that night and wanted to play a little joke. What the fuck?
Literally. I'm like, what ghost was like, I'm going to go be a conductor today?
Yeah. He was like, we're going full in.
Yeah. Full send.
This one random person is about to get the scare of a lifetime.
Literally.
What the fuck?
Are you ready for the spookier part of this story?
What? It's not over?
It's not over.
What the fuck? Okay. I'm not, but hit me.
So Aaron goes to the police station.
Okay.
Because Aaron was like,
somebody tried to kill me.
Something happened. He was like, I don't know how to tell a police officer that was a ghost, but it was a ghost. He goes to the police station.
What? Caroline?
So he goes to the police station. He gets out. He walks in. And he said that the person sitting at the front desk, minus the face, had all of the same physical characteristics of the conductor. Again, minus the face. So, what does he do? He promptly turns around.
Yeah.
He was like, not doing it.
No.
So he goes home. He called me on the way to his apartment.
Presumably sobbing.
Freaking out. And at one point I was like, what are you talking about? I was such a bad friend. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, there's no way that... I was like, you're fucking with me. There's no way that happened.
I'm going to be real. If you called me tomorrow night to tell me this shit, over the phone, I would not believe you.
Yeah.
But possibly face to face, if I could see you, then maybe. But no.
Could see me not totally biffing it.
Yeah.
There are... And I cannot share this photo. Let me preface by saying this.
Okay.
He gets to his apartment. He sends me a photo of his back. Of the bruises. So I have seen photographic proof that those bruises exist.
Yeah. And you don't bruise by falling down.
Mm-mm.
That takes force.
Oh yeah. This man.
So it's not like he tripped and was like, oh, look at my back, I bruised.
No.
No, he got thrown.
Yes.
And bruised.
Yes. He also had what we can only assume were nail scratches. Ugh. Where the person grabbed the back of his shirt. He had scratches on the back of his neck.
Oh my God.
Yes. Photographic proof.
What the fuck?
So he said that he remembered being like, I will not sleep for several days. He was afraid
I'm
to
never
shut
sleeping
his
again.
eyes. Literally. If that happens to me, y'all commit me.
Uh-huh.
He said that he remembered sitting in bed and he remembers waking up 2 days later. And I remember this.
Oh, it drained him.
He texted me and he said, I made it to my apartment. He sent me this photo and he said, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try to watch a movie. Because he was at that point trying to do anything to distract himself.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear from him for days. So 2 days later, when he reappears to the world, he gets up and he goes to the bathroom and the bruises are gone. Not yellowed. Not fading, physically. He said that the scratches on his elbows were gone. like when you hit gravel.
Yeah.
My
Like,
hands
tore up
were
his
fine.
hands.
The scratch marks were gone.
So on the one hand, I'm glad that he healed
Correct.
quickly and didn't have to deal with that. I'm also glad that he took a picture.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
play a sick, twisted joke on somebody, and then it's like the sweet and sour, the candy, the little
Sour, sweet, gone.
yeah,
the
Sour Patch Kids. First they're sour, then they're sweet. So like, sorry, I scared the ever living shit out of you. Let me heal you.
Heal you immediately.
What the
But
hell?
also, no one will believe you.
Except for
me,
Caroline,
who's literally
and
seen
Jordan,
the whole proof.
and probably maybe half the people who listen to this at least.
At least. Yeah. Aaron believes in this to this day.
I do too. It's my first time hearing it. Aaron, I believe you 100%. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you went through that.
Literally. And I want you to know, when I knew that we were doing Ohio, I was like, I want to tell the story. And I floated it to him like a week ago. Mm-hmm. And he was like, absolutely not. You cannot tell that story. Okay. You know what? I was resigned. I was like, fair.
Yeah.
I was like, this is arguably the scariest moment in your life.
Yeah.
Cool. I understand.
Little traumatic.
Yeah. 2 days later, he messages me and he goes, we can talk about what you can say. Having processed and having thought about it. And he was like, this is what I'm willing to share. And I will forever remember I don't even know how to explain it. I could hear it in his voice. He was like, but no one will ever see that photo. And I think it's because you can see his face in the mirror.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why all of our fucking stories come back to mirrors. But like, having seen the photo,
yeah,
it did not look like him. Oh. And I don't mean that in the like, that was a different person. I mean that in the like,
raw and scared and like,
like that is, I had never seen him look like that.
Yeah.
In my entire time of knowing him.
I don't blame you, Aaron. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
thank you for being brave enough to allow Caroline to share your story.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So now it's over.
I don't know if people can hear my chair creaking. I haven't been able to sit still.
Yeah,
during this story.
Spooky.
This episode is insane.
Yes. It's literally like,
oh my God.
I think about it every so often. Like when we went to New York for the first time and I was like actually on the subway platform.
Yeah. And
I remember the people that I was with, they were like, I want to go look over the edge. Like,
absolutely
I want to go see it. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm saying firmly planted where I'm at. And I would not my little brother was one of them. I would not let him get within 2 feet of the edge of the tracks. Mostly because New York is crazy. Yeah. And I feel like a New Yorker would push you onto the subway track. But like, hell no. Aaron, thank you for your service. Thank you for not dying that day. I would have been a much worse person without you. And I'm glad you're still here. Yeah. And I will forever have the image of that photo in my brain.
I'm going to think about that every time I'm in a subway from now on.
Yeah. It's a plague, let me tell you. I'll be thinking about it.
Good Lord. Okay. Cool. I guess we just move on with our lives now.
We're just supposed to be okay. Imagine how Aaron felt.
That's when you push that shit down. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, moving on. We have one more story. Yeah. I'm hoping this is a nice little, like, after dinner mint. Yeah. You know, just like a nice little simple story compared to the other 2 batshit insane stories we've just told.
Once again, it's fucking Ohio.
Okay, Charlie, don't let me down.
We love Charlie.
Okay, so this story is from my friend Charlie. Mm-hmm. We grew up and went to school together here in town. She now lives in Cincinnati as well. This is another Cincinnati story.
It's a hub, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I have not read this yet. I wanted to go into it blind.
Incredible.
I do remember when it happened vaguely. It was, like college, post-college. We were not as close as we were and as we are now. It was like, like when you like lose touch with
just a little
with
bit.
your high school friends, you don't talk as often. Yeah. When you're in college. So I do remember her telling me a little bit about this, but I don't remember a lot of details because it's been several years. Yes. So let's jump into this haunted house she lived in briefly. Okay, I'm just going to read it. She starts off, "Hi, eGags
Oh,
ladies."
hello, Charlie.
I've got a story from Southern Ohio a couple of years ago. So I moved into this house with my friend while I was on a break from a very bad relationship. Oh, it was horrible.
Dump his ass.
Yes, I'm glad that finally happened. I was super depressed and out of work at the time, and they were kind enough to offer, not the ex, but the friend.
Okay.
They were kind enough to offer me a place to stay, no questions asked. We love. Thank you so much. I'd hung out there a lot before, but never spent the night. I lived in one of the upstairs bedrooms with my cat, while they had the downstairs, which was separated by a door at the bottom of the stairwell. While I never specifically saw anything weird in the house, there was always a vibe about the place, especially when I was home alone.
That's how they get you.
So the stairs leading up to my bedroom had a landing with a window that was right across from my bathroom, and whenever I showered or got ready in the morning, I'd feel like I was being watched from someone standing in front of the window. Ew. Gross. Okay. My cat would also sit at the top of the stairs and stare right in that direction.
Nope.
Ugh.
Nope. A thing you should know about me, I'm trusting an animal.
Yes.
If
and
an
this
animal
cat,
gets a vibe, I'm done.
This cat generally doesn't care about what's going on. If this cat is locked in on something,
That's spooky on
good
its
night.
own.
No.
No thanks.
I love this cat, but hopefully Charlie doesn't disagree with me there. No, that's disgusting. Okay. Not out the window, but further up on the wall above it. Ew. So it's not even like somebody standing on the landing. It's like something
Something
floating
like in the
up
wall.
there. Ew. Okay. Once it got dark, I hated leaving my room and felt like I had to run down the stairs to go to the kitchen. Ugh. It's like the opposite of like when you're a kid in the basement and you
like
like
running up
turn
the stairs.
you like turn off the lights and sprint up the stairs.
You're like,
Ooh,
I'm
but
gonna get
worse.
got.
There was also just little things that would go missing and neither of us could find no matter how hard we searched. That's just annoying.
Yeah. That's just inconvenient.
Yeah. Okay, the weirdest experience was when I was watching a movie with my friend and I got up to use the bathroom, so they paused it for me. The bathroom was around the corner through the dining room, maybe like 15 feet away. While I was finishing up, I started picking at my acne. Bad habit, I know.
Yeah, come on, Char.
When I heard this heavy sigh from the living room and immediately thought, oh shit, they're pissed. I've been taking way too long. I feel awful.
Can we talk about how that is the most social anxiety thought?
Keep in mind,
we've all been there.
This is like post bad breakup, you know? Like, yeah, I love you, Charlie, but
damn.
I understand why you thought that 100%. I love you. We don't hate you. Take as long as you need, boo.
Literally.
Okay. I rushed back out and apologized, and my friend was immediately like, are you upset with me? I'm sorry if I did something to make you mad. I heard you sigh in there. I was so confused and said I'd heard the same thing and thought it was them. We both heard the same sound, but thought it came from the opposite sides of the downstairs, and immediately got the feeling that the other person was angry.
So it's a demon.
We both kind of awkwardly laughed it off and tried to turn the movie back on, but there was a weird feeling in the air after that. Yeah, no duh.
Literally, burn the whole house down.
I moved out after a couple of months, but my friend has so many more stories from living in that place for years. Anyways, I love your podcast and keep doing what you're doing. Love, Charlie.
Charlie, we love you too.
Yes.
Thank you. Charlie, pretty early supporter of the podcast. Like, day one.
Yes, 100%.
What an angel of a human being.
Thank you for sending in that story.
Yeah.
By the way.
Incredible.
When somebody is angry and being like passive aggressive about it and petty and just that, like, I know exactly that kind of sigh that like where like they're not saying anything but like making it clear that they're mad at you.
Yes.
Ooh, and the fact that you both picked up on that.
Yeah,
like
immediately.
Ugh. I'm so sorry. That's gross.
Icky. No, thank you.
Ooh.
And it's like such an oppressive feeling too. Like, you're absolutely right to immediately feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, you know. It's like the feeling, you feel bad for taking up space.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Well, and the fact that both of you felt it strongly enough that like sometimes like you ignore it, you know.
Yeah, sometimes
like,
it's little.
Yeah, but the fact that you guys both felt so strong about it that you both immediately apologized to each other out loud.
Yes. Something is really wrong there.
That was really strong.
Yeah. Ooh, no thank you. Well, what a wild episode, Jordan.
Good Lord, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like I said that last time, but good
Lord.
Lord.
I feel like it's only going to keep getting weirder.
I hope. But also I'm scared because I don't know how you can go up from here.
Literally. I was like, how do we get worse?
I can't imagine much worse than the House of Wills and that fucking subway.
Literally the train. No, thank you. But anyway, we are absolutely loving what we're doing. We love getting to research these stories, but it doesn't work without submissions from you guys. So if you are, I was going to say a state we haven't done yet, but even states we have done,
Yeah, we could do them again.
please, please, please send in your submissions, your ghost stories. We would love to tell them.
If you're in another country, we can do international stories.
Absolutely.
I have a couple experiences. I have one experience that I could share, but we could do international stories 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just a reminder, you can do that on our website at egagspodcast.com or at our email, egagspodcast@gmail.com. Or feel free to DM us on any of our social medias. Most of them are also egags podcast.
Yep.
So any way that you can get in contact with us, we will be happy to take your submissions.
Yep.
Until then, I'm Caroline.
And I'm Jordan.
And this is Everybody's Got a Ghost Story.
What's yours?